Hey, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the Prismatic Spray. It's a byte beat synthesizer that I made. Byte beat synthesis creates sounds via mathematical algorithms, and that sounds a lot more technical than it really is in practice. Um, the Prismatic Spray has a number of colorful knobs at your disposal to just have fun with and turn and make crazy expressive sounds. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to just go over each one of the knobs, starting with this gray one right here. So let's get a sound going. So, as you may have figured out, this gray knob is the volume knob. It's not a traditional volume knob in the sense that it doesn't go all the way to 0. It's more of a boost and cut. So it goes to there, and past unity, it gets pretty darn loud. The output will drive most headphones, so be careful of your ears if you're plugging some headphones in. This works in conjunction with this other knob here, this purple knob. These two are both in the analog domain, meaning that this really affects the analog signal coming out. And that's the volume, and this is a filter. So let's turn this up, and we're going to roll the filter into existence here. So you can really see how the two knobs help each other out. The more we cut the signal, it alters the spectrum. The volume boost allows you to compensate for the cut in frequencies, so you can get some pretty good low end, some growling basses and stuff out of there. So yeah, the two of these kind of work in conjunction. When it's fully open, or turned fully this way, there's some pretty abrasive high end. Ooh, I just turned the blue knobs. Let's talk about that. Let's go ahead. This is the pitch or frequency knob. So let's slow this down. So we're turning it up. Yeah, we're kind of down on the lower end. I'm going to press this button. We're not going to talk buttons today, but I'm going to press this button to switch to a different page. On this page, you can see the value of these 7 knobs down here, because these are all digital. And their corresponding colors. So this is the dark blue, and this is that little frequency symbol. This is the frequency knob. Which can also be controlled via MIDI. So I'm going to bring this guy in here. Dun, dun, dun. This is another device I made. This is the Phantasmal Horse. So we can send MIDI messages from pretty much any MIDI keyboard into here to control this knob, or you can just do this. So there's your frequency knob. Moving over to the light blue, which is at this percentage feature here. This sort of allows you to step through what I call the mathematical incantations at different rates, so you can slow them down. Most of them respond appropriately to this. Depending on the maths involved, some of them don't really like being slowed down or don't react in the way they should, but let's listen to what happens when we turn this down. So I turned it all the way to 0, and now it's basically just looping a single grain of this, and let's slowly turn it up. So there we go. I'm going to change the algorithm to see if we can hear this in a different way. Okay, yeah, I like it. Let's try this one. Let's slow this one down. Now let's speed it up. And so at 100%, it's playing back pretty much as intended. Moving on to the green knob. This is similar it allows you to step through time in integer values between -8 and 8. So in the positive range, if we go to, like, let's say 2, that is going to jump up a single octave. 4 will be 2 octaves, all the way up to 8. I'm going to change algorithms again, just to see what we can come up with here. So let's go backwards. You can hear how this little tune's working itself out, but what happens if we step through it backwards? You can hear it pumping because the waveforms are going backwards now. And once again, if you want to play these back, so yeah, so this allows you to step through the algorithm at different velocities in different integer values between -8. Anything negative is going to step through the equation in reverse, and anything in the positive domain is going to step forward through it. And you can use these knobs together. Obviously, you can change the frequency. And you can slow it down and reverse it if you want. And that's the crux of these 3 knobs. They're sort of time domain and pitch related. Yeah, this guy here allows you to save and load presets, so it's kind of off on its own on the side. You can see it. It's scrolling through preset values from 0 to 33. These are the save and load. We'll talk about that in another video. Now these are of a different nature. So there are 40 algorithms built in to the Prismatic Spray. Each one of them, you can see it kind of scrolling in this microscopic text here. You'll see the related A, B, and C runes, as I like to call them, embedded in the equation. They're variables, and this just allows you to alter the variables inside of there, which also, it sounds very technical, but in practice it just changes the makeup of the texture of the sound. So let's find a sweet spot with just one of them. I kind of like that, so I've rotated this orange knob at a value of 6. Once you find a sweet spot with one, it's always nice to go and try and maybe see what the other knobs do. So these are very similar in function, but depending on the equation, have drastically different results when you're kind of messing with them. Let's find a different equation. I don't know what time signature this is. And there you have it. The knobs and what they do. Thanks for tuning in.